Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena, and today it's Friday and we're taking a look at, well, it's not standard, it's super standard. So basically they want you to embrace your 100 card part deck, so at least we probably should be dodging some mill decks this time around. But that said, 100 cards, a lot. If you're kind of used to playing Yorion, it's you're probably kind of okay with this one. It's just a little bit extra. Oh, by the way, I did try testing it out. If you try to add Yorion as your companion, you have to have a 120 card deck. I actually made one, but I have no intention of running it. But we're gonna try this other baby out. So this is some 100 card Constellation. So we'll do a quick look what it's about. Actually, I ended up deleting that. I did make an Absent style deck just in case I want to run that one. But we'll start with this one. It's a lot simpler. The premise is really based on enchantment. So we do have payoffs in the form of Setessan Champion. That's a good enchantment payoff. We have Archon of Sun's Grace, another enchantment payoff. Calyx, really decent payoff. Otherwise, it's essentially enchantments into ramp. So we have a ramp engine with Goose, Florahedron, Lotus Cobra. Birth of Meletis kind of helps smooth things out. Cultivate. So basically, if we're not using our enchantment sub-team, we're basically ramping up to something big. In this case, it's ramp to Ugin. We also have Felidar Retreat. Not much in the way of landfall, but we do get the benefit of Cultivate. We have Dryad of the Elysian Group to help us out. Omen of the Hunt as additional fodder. So we have many angles of attack. I just wonder if this is all going to work out very well. Otherwise, our lands are very simple. It's just a mix of pathways, temples, fabled passages. I can actually make room for the life gain lands, because Gilded Goose is really the turn one play we really want to play. The other cards not so much. So we'll test this out first. If we find that we're having mana issues, if we're having color issues, I will definitely add the life lands. So there we go. Let's actually show that deck list, and we'll see if things are gonna turn out well, or I also realize this is a rare heavy deck. Well, you kind of start being able to play every single rare. And let's see, as far as keep is concerned, this is super sketchy. Turn 1, turn 2, Lotus Cobra. If we don't draw another land afterwards, we are way behind. If we do draw a land, we get Yasharn. I'm gonna gamble with this one. It's a why not. Definitely want to play the Florahedron turn 1, because since we are kind of playing from the back, we really need to start hitting lands. Sure, if we get to ramp, but that's not the case. And okay, opponent is playing adventures. It's a question of what flavor. So we did not draw a land. We might be in trouble, guys. Yeah. So far it's mono green. Opponent smartly realizes we're not gonna block into their own Lotus Cobra. Okay, we did not hit the land. We are in trouble. On the bright side, we do have a way to protect our Lotus Cobra. Opponent probably just turn 4. Yeah, us falling me. So this is pretty much part of the Resting Beast. Okay, we're definitely taking the hit. Let's see if our opponent attacks with everything. Actually, what's the difference? At least this one I do gain the 1 life back. But I might still be dead in this case. Yeah, we have to be very judicious. We have to be very judicious about our ramp. So we definitely are kind of a 3-mana. We're definitely more along the lines of a 3-mana deck. So we should be careful about how we kind of got greedy with the Lotus Cobra. Then again, imagine if I did not play that Florahedron, what exactly would we be playing? So we'll give that one a shot again. At least we are more aware about our curve. Yes, our curve is really heavy on the tree slot, so we should try to keep tree land hands as much as possible. That was really a mall. Okay, at least this time we definitely hit the tree land hands. In fact, we can Fabled Passage turn 1, Birth turn 2. We are lacking in action, but we can buy some time. So we might be able to take advantage of that. We have Rando Inscription of Abundance. If not, looks like mono green's the flavor of the month. Okay. We do get to play Pathway into Alsate. And we actually have the option to just pump counters into this. Okay, looks like our opponent is... And actually, now that if we can ramp heavy enough, we might actually be able to play an Emeria's Call. So next turn, cultivate, play land. We get to 5 mana that way. It's really a question. Also, our opponent so far looks like it's mono. Okay, Stonefall Serpent turn 2. Let's see if our opponent pulls the trigger. Smart wisely does not. So I have the choice between playing another Birth of Meletis. No, let's cultivate. It ramps us at the same time. And at least the wall can kind of block for the time being. Opponent gets the Rabbit Bite. Okay, that's fine. But if our opponent's stuck, I'm actually very tempted to just Inscription into the wall, but I could literally just sit back and do nothing for the time. Yeah, I think that's very unfortunate for our opponent now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can hit once we... Okay, opponent hits their 3rd mana. We can only kill an X2 creature, so Garruk's Harbinger is not it. We can block it though, so we have that advantage. Let's see if our opponent's probably not going to attack. So we're just literally sitting back behind Spirit of Meletis. And we are kind of holding the option. Okay, opponent goes Garruk's Uprising to draw a card. That's kind of fine considering they're kind of behind. Opponent swings. Yeah, we will block because we're not letting our opponent draw even more cards at this point. We got Yasharn, but we are going to Emeria's Call. So this is also our other payoff. Also, our Turn Timber Symbiosis kind of counts as a payoff. So we're not going to be able to protect one. We might not even be able to protect both, depending on the removal suite our opponent has. So this might be slightly awkward. But we will be able to hit 8 mana plus next turn. Opponent goes for the Rabbit Bite. We can block with this because it's indestructible. And okay, Tangled Florahedron. So first, now we're not going to attack because our opponent has that option. We don't have to rush it, but we don't have to rush either. Opponent's gonna be cultivate. Now it's their turn to ramp, so we kind of have to start beating down now. At least we have a Yasharn, but we probably should stop drawing lands at this point. I'll say it's fine. Okay. Well, Also, I need to reread this one. Can't sacrifice non-land permanents to cast spells or activate abilities. So this Alseid actually does nothing. So I'm actually going to hold back on this one. It does give our opponent something to think of on the ground. So I can't actually activate this while Yasharn's up. So I'm going to actually try to convince our opponent to kill Yasharn first. Shouldn't be that hard. Although opponents at 5 mana, they want to, if they hit 8, we're in trouble because that's essentially an Ugin. There's an Arasta which we can punch through. There's a Moss Viper which we can ignore. This is when instant or sorcery spells, so yeah, force our opponent to concede right there. Okay, so that not exactly a Constellation plan, but we did get the ramp plan working, and that's actually quite beneficial. We kind of got flooded on lands, but at least we had things to do with them. I probably would get more copies of Emeria's Call. It's as an alternate alongside the Ugin. So nice gems. Okay, let's see how much better we can do. So yeah, so we really have to take advantage of our early ramp as much as possible. Other cards I want to mention also, we got the Destiny Spinner in case our opponent's playing control. Generally, 100 card decks are kind of conducive to control. Thank goodness Azorius lost a bunch of their usual counter spells. So we got Alseid into Burt into a Felidar Retreat, but we can also go Dryad of Elysian Grove. So we're gonna keep this. More lands is not bad. And at the very least, the Alseids are kind of cannon fodder. Felidar Retreat, probably want to have more copies of this also. Okay. Green. Definitely want to cast Meletis. Get Plains. So we will have options here. We'll swing first because I'm not going to block Hellhound. And then gets the pump. Mono red. We did not small dorks, and it's plausible. Opponent does have the shock. So at least the Birth of Meletis will buy us some time. If we can draw another land. Nope, we did not. But so we will cultivate. Oh, wrong card. I played Dryad. That's okay. It does dissuade our opponent from. It got our opponent to concede. Okay, I was thinking it's just gonna dissuade our opponent from attacking, but making our opponent concede works too. Well, I blundered into that one, but now as far as a monocolor deck goes, you need to have a way to churn through cards. Mono red is fine in the previous standard for this kind. We would have needed the light up the stage. We probably, because what are our options for drawing extra cards here? Ox of Angonas, that's a good one. I'm missing a few. There's the Tectonic Giant, which is kind of okay, a bit of an antithesis of the red deck, but it's 100 cards. You can probably afford to play it. Yeah, you don't get access to Escape to the Wilds anymore, sir. So that's a bust. Yeah, I probably would have played it if just for simplicity's sake, but it's not. Okay, so no, we got 2 of the other payoff. So we're gonna keep this one. Boom, Hellbound. Okay, we got the Banishing Lights, so we will Fabled Passage, get our opponent slightly guessing. So we'll get Plains, we'll open a Destiny Spinner, so that gives us a semi-decent blocker. Robber is fine too. So we kind of have to start buying time. So what do we lose? We lose Daxos, which is kind of annoying, but can't be helped. We'll take this. We'll take the 4 damage. I guess this is where this deck goes. Okay, got an Emeria's Call, so we will hit. So it's turn 3 Banishing Light, turn 4 Calyx to feed the Banishing Light, so we kind of feed this. Our opponent might have a Pump Spell of sorts. Yeah, I figured he had the Rimrock Knight. So we trade those off. Opponent probably just plays Rimrock Knight. Okay, more confidence in their own stuff, that's fine. We're going to be taking 3 damage from Emeria's Call if I don't draw a land, so that's kind of scary. Going to force our opponent to have more lands. Brand. Okay, so Calyx is... So we're gonna take Calyx 1 for this. Yep, we're taking the hit.
The multiverse provides me with fascinating new experiences. My light banishes you from this world.
So opponent probably snipes the Calyx. Doesn't... We have a second Calyx if we have to. We have the... We also have an Arca of Sun's Grace as an option. So our opponent's probably going to hit this one. Or they could actually aim for us. They have the 3-6. We're not dead yet if our opponent has... okay, they're going for our face. So we have options here. We did not draw the extra land. We will look at the top 4 cards. Hit an Omen and the Sun. That's good.
The patterned future appears.
We'll actually play the Arca of Sun's Grace. Force our opponent to have some sort of removal for this. Opponent plays a Crow and War. Gain. It doesn't give it haste, which is the saving grace here. Opponent snipes Calyx. For as long as you control a Crow and War. This one, target creature or enchantment you control. Okay, missing land drops is a problem, but...
There is so much existence beyond Theros to explore.
Randomly hitting enchantment and getting... So we're gonna... So let's see. We might still be dead at this point. Opponent has Phoenix of Ash. I'm gonna slam block it anyway. I have no choice at this point. If he has a pump effect like a Rimrock Knight, that's fine. We gain some of the life back. Rimrock Knight again. Wow. Play. So we start. So we start getting more lands already. That's the good news. I could have played the Lotus Cobra first, but this is fine too. Also, opponent doesn't have quite enough cards to exile yet. He wants to swing for an attack. So we are kind of feeding our opponent some for Phoenix of Ash, which is a problem because we want the Calyx to survive. Opponent knows we have an Omen in the Sun incoming. We could still be in trouble if our opponent had... Opponent conceded. Okay. I was gonna say it might have been premature, but... Well, we probably were gonna get more advantage over time. But we were still very close to that, I'll be fair. I don't think our opponent should have conceded right then and there, but... Thank you. I'll take it. So, yeah, let's keep at this. We've only been like for what, 20 minutes. I guess we could do about a few more games here. So far, it's kind of punishing. Well, it's punishing mono red definitely, just by existing as enchantments. I guess if our opponent played a black red version, they would at least have access to feed the swarm. But yeah, if you're playing the 100 card deck, you have the option to. Okay, so definitely Temple of Plenty 1. We have options for Daxos into Omen, so or into Setessan Champion. So we're keeping this one despite how painful this is. So Temple of Plenty, hope to hit a land. Another temple. You know what? That's fine. Unless our opponent's playing mono red, we should be expecting decks to be relatively slower. Ugin the Spirit Dragon. We actually don't want him quite yet. We have 2 more copies, so what's this? 3 out of 92, 1 in the bottom, so 2 out of 91. Well, at least we know our opponent's slowing down, so we have options here. Okay, we did hit this one. Opponent's playing Indata Triumph, so there's a good chance we lose the Setessan Champion. Can't be helped. Opponent goes Fabro Elder. Well, first of all, we're not letting that combo work. Draw a card, so kinda need to pay 3 life. Draw a card. Okay, we got some advantage up here. So this is the Constellation part at work. Opponents now incentivized to kill Setessan Champion if possible. Yorvo. Okay, not quite there. So I actually want to hold up the 1 mana for as long as possible, because the Setessan Champion is kind of lethal in that sense. Also a good way to protect our Daxos and whatnot. Yeah, Calyx. I guess Angorius. Okay, so they can snipe one of these. Hold on. Let's see what he targets, because Alcide can actually protect. Let's see what he hits. So we opponent has Gilded Boots, okay. We're gonna take the big 9. That's gonna take a bit. So Tangled Florahedron. Okay, let's do some math here. We kinda need to play one of these. It's a question of which one. So yeah, gaining a little bit of extra life just to get out of that condition. Then yeah, we just play the. Then because of Dried, we play some extra land. I guess we can swing with these 2. Yeah, put some pressure. At least make our opponent's not gonna sack the goose. So opponent probably has another mutate card. I'm guessing this might. Yeah, this is essentially Absent Mutate. Absent good stuff also possibility. Gigantosaurus. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, doing a lot of math. Now this does not have trample, so I can actually just take the 6 for now. Buff our life a little bit. Hit a Lotus Cobra, so let's see. 1, 2, play a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6. No, that's not how we do it. So I probably should just Emerius. No point in attacking, but we can safely block for one turn. And if our opponent can snipe an angel, but can't snipe multiples. Opponent gets another Gigantosaurus. Okay. So we got a big green creature. Hold on. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I have to give up one angel. 6, 7, 8. Hold on. Let's see how our opponent blocks. Most people don't realize the effect of Emeria's Call because no one really plays Emeria's Call. They probably would have noticed this indestructible symbol, so they want to stack the damage onto the angel first because that's the only one that's dying. Yep, got it correct. And we hit Ugin, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can just cast this snipe. Or wait for our opponent to concede, that also works too. Yeah, I was about to just drop Ugin right then and there. We would held back for blocks, just some start sniping the board. I could have also XE -5, but that's definitely a bad idea. So yeah, I guess the Constellation plan works. Let's do one more game. Aside from that first game, which is really my fault. Obviously you really want to take advantage of. You have to really play to the strengths of your deck there. Like if you know most of your stuff runs a 3 mana, run a 3 mana, or make sure you have a 2 mana but with some degree of ramp. With 100 cards, you're probably gonna hit different kinds of runs also. So this is what kind of what I'm talking about. I could just play. Well, we do have our 3 lands, so I'm gonna keep this one. Missing card names notwithstanding. This is definitely a mutate deck. Like, is everyone really just playing mutate? I guess it's fine. It's just okay. So we're definitely gonna lead Forest into Goose first. Wow, yeah, and the symbols are a bit. Yep, graphical glitch. Oh, this is. Ooh, this is Demir mutate, so we might be in trouble here actually. So definitely want to run the cultivate. Yeah, we'll get multiple planes. So next turn we want to start. Next 2 turns we want to start running Archons. Opponent migrates, sure. Yeah. Oh, this is Sultai. So we are kind of behind right now. If our opponent has some sort of removal for these Archons, we are in trouble. But if our opponent is running the nuts, well, no, this is great. This is okay. The Mysterious Egg, yeah, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, we are gonna be way behind in life. We're gonna be forced to play this one, if only to just block the symbiote. Or force our opponent to mutate onto that. Next turn would be what? Dryad, 4th Florahedron, Alseid, or could just even be Alseid. Leave up mana to protect the Archon. I would pouncing Shore Shark. Yeah, that's the problem. I probably just give up the Goose at this point. Opponent definitely blocks. Definitely bounces the Archon. Yeah, this is the part where we are definitely behind. If we can hit the Banishing Light, I would definitely play that onto here, especially now our opponent's in Stark's mana. So, kind of. Yeah, we're not exactly ramping anymore. We're gonna block with Goose. So we kinda hit the land. I really want to play this first. Okay, backup blocker. So, yeah, next turn Archon into my other Alcade. Not a great play from this Chittering Harvester. We are definitely gonna give up Yasharn. Oh no, we're at 11 life, but we are virtually dead. Our opponent just managed to stack everything here. So bounces that, sacks this. We take a quite a bit of damage. So it really depends if we hit Vanishing Light or not. Alex also works. Glowstone Recluse, so we're probably still dead. Yeah, we didn't hit our good stuff, so we're just literally buying time at this point. But one good mutate onto this. Yeah, I figure it's about opponent Auspicious Starix. Yeah, good game. Yeah, so it looks like we did get done in, and it was it was fast enough. Our opponent had the right cards for that one. So yeah, I'm just actually looking for my phone. Hold on a sec. I think I know where my phone is. Anyway, I guess that's it. Oh yeah, let's do one more. Just sanity check. But yeah, we lost to a very great opening hand. We did keep a much slower set. Our only ramp, I guess we could have played the Florahedron as ramp since we were drawing into land. In fact, I never got to. So that was should have been our plan B. So yeah, this graphical glitch is weird. If I'm keeping this, we get to Birth. We get Birth of Meletis into Cultivate, into probably Archon of Sun's Grace, into another Birth. So we're gonna run with this one. Also, our opponent played all basics on that one, so good for them. Now, Destiny Spinner is a decent option if I suspect our opponent is holding up Counterspell. Like if our... Okay, no Counterspell. Not exactly true. There is the 1 mana counter target non-creature spell unless opponent pays mana that people don't usually run. So we're gonna... Oh, come on. Could be an opt? No. Okay, there you go. So we're gonna get Forest. Yeah. This looks very weird. Opponent plays Thieves Guild Enforcer. Okay, stand. We lose our Setessan Champion. Oh, Basri's Lieutenant is really more of a backup plan. It's not really main plan here. So I'm gonna play the Archon first. I suspect our opponent might have some sort of counter or removal. Can't help it. Yeah, let's play the Gilded Goose too. If for some miracle Archon of Sun's Grace stays alive, we will run out Birth, Destiny Spinner, all that jazz. If our opponent drops 4 mana, we will auto block Thieves Guild Enforcer. There's the Murderous Rider, and the mana cost is very clear. So we hit another land. So we have Emeria's Call as an option. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is literally plan C at this point. We could have Emeria's called earlier, but kind of not working. Got Chief's Thirst. Yeah, can't do anything about that, sure. It just has all the removal. Merfolk Wind Robber. Okay, so how many cards? That will put us at 8, so that means Thieves Guild Enforcer is live. We lose our Ugin. We'll probably just take the 3 damage off the top. Now, I don't feel like I need to gain life yet, so I will just make a boost token. We hit the Yasharn. I kind of want to play the Marius Call while our opponent's down. Cultivates. No, the Yasharn here is going to be interest. Blood Chief's Tourist. Okay. Wow. Opponent is landing all the removal. Yep, indestructible for 1 turn. Yeah, I probably want to look up Marius Call. Probably confused because the angels themselves are not indestructible. Yeah, all these weird rider clauses. Wow. This definitely last game if the text is gonna be this weird. Opponent's actually sacking, so I might have benefited more by playing Yasharn first. We are flooded in lands. So you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna take as many of them out. That should be it for most of our basics. Now I'm actually willing to start trading walls for the Thieves Guild Enforcers, especially since our opponent is kind of behind on land drops. But we're quite flooded right now. Opponent has an alt. Well, there aren't exactly enough good rogues, so yeah, alternate plan's not bad. Opponent did hit their land. Hit another goose. Wow, we're flooded. I guess that's kind of the problem. I'm actually going to try to keep Yasharn alive as long as possible. Our opponent probably realizes that their Woe Strider ain't doing anything while Yasharn is around. One's actually at 10. So I can actually start buffering my life total since I'm literally flooded. Opponent finally hits 5 mana. Potential World of Hurt here, but we are definitely blocking Thieves Guild Enforcer. There's no reason not to. One swings with Woe Strider, we probably block it too. Make a food token. Okay, we have Inscription of Abundance. I'm actually gonna save that. I suspect our opponent is holding on to something. They can't literally be doing nothing even with 5 mana. They even have the Murderous Rider here. So play the land. Pass the turn. Opponent is gonna play something. If they're reliant on Woe Strider, yeah, they've probably realized. Heartless Act, targeting that one. I guess that's fine. Wait, we can actually do something. Put 2 counters here. I gain life. Then this creature fights this creature. Now our opponent might have a counter, so let's get that out of the way at least. Actually, another thing I could... Well, our opponent had the Murderous Rider, so that didn't quite matter. But we now have a 2-4 in disguise. We're actually quite high in life right now. We got our opponent to use up two removal spells. That's the good news. Opponent is going to be forced to start playing flyers. Opponent is still going to try to force through a Thieves Guild Enforcer. Oh yeah, I can't sacrifice the... I can't even sacrifice the food tokens either, so basically I'm just making food tokens for the sake of making them. Wow, we're so flooded. It's probably good. That's probably the one disadvantage. Even though it could have been worse, we could have been just drawing these lands naturally. Opponent probably... Yeah, the other way we could have done it is we could have tried to blank the Heartless Act, but we would have had no counters. Opponent has Sublime Epiphany, return. Okay, sure. So this is the part where we're probably gonna start getting... Oh wow, we cannot actually let ourselves get hit by a rogue. And the reason is if our opponent has Zaret San, we have an Ugin on our board. On our graveyard. We cannot let that fall into their hands. We will essentially have to give up our board just to keep this alive. Ugh, not great. But one thing's for sure, we definitely... Yeah, opponent eventually hit the Sublime Epiphany. Yeah, they were eventually gonna draw mana. Opponent is at a precarious life position though. We can actually start sacrificing all this food, but it'll be for naught if we can't get any decent action. Like, let's say I draw Calyx, it's basically a card draw spell at this point. If our opponent starts dumping cards, that wouldn't be bad either. It's a good thing that we forced our opponent to just play the Sublime Epiphany immediately. Yeah, unable... Well, the good news is we can safely take the damage now because we can safely take the damage here because our opponent did kinda tap out for it. This does not have reach, okay. So there's Banishing Light. Which we will do on our own Yasharn. Because if our opponent if we somehow have a way to nuke this one, which I don't think we have one on board. Yeah, our opponent wants to sack stuff, so do we. Yeah, the symmetrical effect kinda hurts us a bit. But I'm still willing to run Yasharn because it does set up our land drops 5 and 6. Wow, but we are hurting for combat here. No attacks, end turn. Again, we're gonna auto block these 2 tokens because we are concerned about Zaret San. Opponent's starting to play regular Murderous Riders. If he plays the second... Okay, did not play the second one, so we are forced to block. I probably should put Trail of Crumbs here, but Gilded Goose is literally... Oh, but literally Gilded Goose is the only thing that makes food tokens here, so maybe not that worth it. Yeah, we're just gaining life here, but we are in trouble if we can't draw anything else. What are we looking for? Daxos is not it. Now, Daxos can block one of the Thieves Guild Enforcers, but we'll be in trouble with the second one, so... Yeah, and we have a juicy Ugin on the board, that's a problem. On the graveyard, I mean. So we have one Ugin. Opponent just dropping their other murders, right? I'm guessing the opponent does have counter spells on hand. Can't be helped. We will block the original Thieves Guild Enforcer because if our opponent doesn't have it yet, but I have to assume he would. But now at 4 life, so that's a problem. I don't think we're gonna win this one, and we don't have a way to deal 4 damage out of the blue. We have a way to deal 3 damage out of the blue, and that's a different story. Well, we got our life back. But wow, we're just hitting all the ramp. Let's get more of these cards out, but we are in real trouble. Opponent's now going to be at 8 life. Funny enough, if we do hit if by some miracle we manage to cast Ugin, because our opponent's clearly setting up. They probably did have Desired Sand now. Yeah. We get our Ugin. So probably extra damage. And my Ugin sniping their Ugin. If I... Yeah, that can't be helped. Okay, let's just sack this one. At least we'll get a free wall, but that's about it. Yeah, drawing... How many lands did we draw? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Actually less than half.
I will destroy my mask.
Yeah. Turn Timber Symbiosis is good. And I definitely have to block with this one. My only issue right now is that I know our opponent has a counter spell. They literally cast nothing. Or they're playing it smart. They don't know that I don't have any Settle the Wreckages, but... Yeah. Okay, let's see if it pans out. If our opponent has a Sublime Epiphany, we can see. Rewind. Well, can't be helped. We were eventually gonna get hit by a Zaretsan. We just literally drew no gas after that long stretch. But it's fine. We did hit our wins. We did hit a few good strides, and we actually did a number against a few decks, particularly the mono red ones. So I'm actually not too unhappy with this one. I'm actually pretty happy with this one. I hope you guys are happy with this format too. That's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, have a great weekend, everyone. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are.